Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to Project Rosie. Today we are going to get the hatch wiring done. Probably going to take up the entire video. I might get some other bits and pieces in at the end, but let's do it. Let's get this hatch wiring done. Okay, so as you saw, the car turned round. I haven't yet finished the painting off. It's still in primer, so I'll do that a bit later as well. But this probably, hopefully, won't take me more than about an hour or so. So you've seen me do this before on other cars, but I'm going to film it today on a combination of time lapse and on real time, and I'll keep coming in every now and again. Look what I was saying. Remember all the dog hairs on the back? Dog's obviously been in the boot as well. This is covered in dog hairs as well, so I'll have to go over that. So just as a reminder, obviously I temporarily repaired that. One of the wires was connected to the wrong wire, which is what was causing the issue with the rear wiper blade. So the plan of action is, so we take this off, we unplug all the plugs. On the wires, we connect the wires with a bit of string on the end, or a couple of pieces of string, tape it all up, pull it through, connect the new one up, pull it through, and then obviously we pull what's left of that through there, and then we can cut it under here, and then we'll join it. So the actual threading, unthreading, and then re-threading will probably take me about an hour, and then we'll get the camera in the car. And we'll we will join it all, and then it'll be all done and permanent. So let's get on with it. So I'm going to set you up on time lapse briefly while I just get all this off, and then we'll come back once we're getting it all threaded through. Right, as you can see, we've got 2 bits of string on each bit. The reason being, if one happens to snap, we've still got one on there. Because if it breaks, I don't know how you would get the cables through. So belt and braces, I always put 2 pieces on, and then also wrap it with tape. I normally use duct tape, but I've run out, so I'm just having to use masking tape, but it should be alright. Let's hope so, eh? And then once we get this through, obviously we tie it to the other one and pull that one through as well. Pull it back the other way. Right, that should do us. Okay, so I've on there we've got the pipe for the squirter and you've got the third brake light. I've taped them together and now we just pull the whole lot through until they come out here. So let's make sure we're in the shot and we'll start pulling. Okay. As you can see, that one comes through first, because obviously that's the shorter one of the two. That's that one through. Obviously don't pull it all the way through, otherwise you've defeated the object of doing it. So once you've got the actual cables themselves through. Okay, we're nearly there. Nearly there. There we go. I think we're there. There we go. We're through. Right, now what we need to do is wrap that round and make sure it doesn't pull through. Same applies to that one. Just tie it off. Oop. Tie it off just while you do disconnect it all. And connect it to the other one, to the new one, just so it can't pull through. Right, so we need to take all that tape off, so we'll just do that. And then we'll come back and we'll tie the new one on and start pulling that through. Right, so it's all tied on. Both ends of the cable are tied on. And now what we need to do, as we've used before, we use this stuff, wire pulling lubricant. So all I do is I squirt a load of it into my hand. This time I'm putting a glove on, last time I didn't. And all you do is sort of spread it over the wires and it just helps. Oops, I just blobbed it. It just helps to pull it through. You do quite a lot of it. Just grease it all up. And it just stops it from snagging. And then we do it on the other bit as well, which is, where is it? This bit. To get quite a lot of it on. A bit more. It's messy stuff. It's not really slippery, but it does the job. There, that should do it, I think. So get that out of the way, take the glove off. It is a bit of a messy job, this, because you've got to feed it through. You're going to get some over your hands anyway, but right, so what we need to do is untie this. So I'll cut it. And obviously you don't want to let go of it, so it ends up coming through. That one's okay. And then we start to feed it. Let go of that a little bit. Can't remember if we normally do it bit by bit. So we'll leave that like that for a minute, and then you sort of encourage it. Push it up and sort of encourage it along. So sort of push and pull at the same, push the wire. It's already got stuck. Hang on, which one? I'm confused. Which one's which now? This is this one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we'll get that one, push that up where it's meant to go. And we hope it doesn't get stuck on anything. Seems to be going up. Push some of this one through. There's that one. Right, and now we need to make sure it's not tangled. Get that through there. Oh, this is difficult. I don't know why this is so difficult this time. It's not going. I think they've got a bit twisted in here. There we go. We must be getting towards it coming through, I think. Yeah, there it is. Got it. Need to get hold of it and pull it. Come on. It's getting stuck on something. Push it through. There we go. That's it. There we go. One's through. Whew. This one's fallen through. We just need to pull it right through like that. There we go. And then we can sort of push the grommet into position like that. And that's through. There we go. Just like that. It was a little bit trickier than normal for some bizarre reason, but whew, we got it. So what we've got to do now is cut all this off, get the string off, cut it all off, and then we'll plug it all back in again. So we'll do that on time lapse, and then we'll come straight back. It's all back on again. I've got one of those missing on that side, but I'm sure I've got loads of those knocking around. I'll locate one of those. So obviously we've got the old one still threaded into the car. That needs to be cut and then pulled out. Obviously everything's connected, reconnected, because I, of course, put it all back together. So that's threaded into there, so I've got to cut that within the car. I've got to figure out where I'm going to join that, because we do have that earth connection on there. I'm not convinced I'm going to need that. I might just put that on anyway. Yeah, we'll get in the car and we'll figure out where we're going to join it, and then obviously before we cut it. So I think what I'll do is I'll pull it through, and then we'll see sort of where it comes to, and then we'll sort of cut it with a little bit to spare, and then we'll get our solder joints out, and we'll get that all soldered up. Right, here we go. So that's pulled through there. I still don't really know what that bit's for, but we got that earth connection up there, which is also on here as well, with a couple of other wires, coloured wires. I'm not quite sure where they go. I may have to drop this this down properly, because I think they obviously connect up there somewhere. Oh, I think they're the airbag cable. Yeah, I think they might. Yeah, I think they got to join to the airbag, the curtain airbag. Why are they coming up through there? That's a funny. Oh yeah, because I suppose the loom comes along here, doesn't it? Up here to there. So yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, so that earth and those two wires are the airbag, the curtain airbag. So they would have to join to the curtain airbag plug. So I may have to drop this down out of the way to get to it, but we won't worry about that first. We'll get the rest of them done first, which does include the squirter. Now I need to get a T-piece. I need to go to Halfords and get a joiner. I don't think there are any on an old pump, because I think they're T-piece. I don't know. Look, there might be some straight pieces, but so we're going to cut it. I think just trying to work out the best place to cut it. We have to cut it down here. I want to make sure they overlap, so there's plenty of spare. I'm just trying to think if I can get out of. See, if I cut it up here, then now I won't need to touch that airbag cable, will I? Don't know. I need to think about this. Think the best way of doing it. Yeah. Yeah, if I join it, the top above the earth connection, then the earth connection is already gone to that, so then it's after that bit. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so if I cut it here, I was going to cut it down here, but if I cut it up here somewhere and join it to that, then I don't need these. Or do I? Confused. Right, I need to really think about this. There's no point in me filming it. My microphone's actually about to run out of power as well, so I think what I'm going to have to do is do most of this on time lapse. I need to go and put my microphone on charge. Yeah. So we'll come back in a bit once we've got it back together, and we'll go from there, and we'll explain how we've done it. Right, I think we've been probably half an hour doing this. I've come up against a bit of a problem, which I never foresaw. Is that the right term? I never foresaw. Yes. So let me think. Thinking about this logically. Okay. So this is a pop. The loom came off of, I don't know what. It could have come off a lounge. It could have come off a pop. It could have come off a sport. However, everything that the loom serves is the same on all models. There's no difference. So let's go through what it serves. We have the lock, we have the two lights there, we have the wiper, we have two for the heated rear window, and we have the rear light, the rear brake light. They're the only things, and they're no different on any other car. Let me show you the problem. So forget this bit for now. So that's gonna join to that one. I've cut that off there. That earth plus those two airbag wires are going to join to that. So don't worry about that one for the time being. All of these are all joined, all nicely done, all matched up. So this is the bit that comes from the car. This is the bit that comes from the hatch, the new bit that I put in. We've got two black wires there. On the one that comes from the car, we got four black wires. I was doing it methodically, you know, colour by colour by colour. And I got four wires coming from the car. Those four wires coming from the car go to the boot. But what are they? It makes no sense. We've got three shiny ones and one matte one, which is slightly thinner. Now what I'm hoping, I think the only thing that I can do is strip back the bit that I've taken out and see where they go. None of the others are black, they're all different colours. That's obviously a main power one because that's a big thick one. They're all coloured. So what I'm hoping is that all of these wires are power and these blacks are earths. That's what I'm hoping. So I think I'm just gonna join these airbag wires. I've just stripped those back. I've just cut the ring off of there and I'm going to join it to this one rather than taking the headlining, half the headlining out. So yeah, I mean, if they're earths, it won't cause too much of a problem. I could just join those 4 earths to those 2 earths, if that's the case. And I can't see as they would be anything. Would they really use black wire for anything other than an earth? I don't know. It's just, I don't understand why there's more. I didn't have this when I did it before. It just makes no sense as far as I can see. Yeah, I'm completely at a loss as to what they could be. As I say, a lounge is the same as a pop, it's the same as a sport, it's the same as an Abarth. I mean, they all came off Series 3, not that that would make any difference anyway, but I think the only thing I can do is as I said, is I can get the old one out and try and trace those wires back to see where they go. Failing that, it's gonna have to be trial and error and try it. Join all them together and see what it does. So we'll have a look. So I think those 3 think of the same thickness, I think, and then that one's slightly thinner. So that one's thick and that one's thin. So I'm tempted just to join that to the thinner one. But I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully, you're probably shouting at the screen now, telling me don't do this or do that or don't. Yeah, I don't know, but it's got me a bit flummoxed. I certainly wasn't expecting this. Right, I think I've figured it out. I mean, it was a bit of a suck it and see. But what I've done is I've started peeling back. This is the one that obviously that I cut out of the car. So I've started peeling it back. So we've got heated rear window, one side, which is this side, I think. That's just that thick live cable, brown and white. So that's going to be a live cable. The one that's on the other end, where is it? Which is that one, has got a thick black cable. So I'm assuming live one side, earth the other. That's how it works. So I've stripped all this back. So you've got on the one that came from the car, you've got several blacks, which I'm assuming are all earths. So what I reckon is the one that I've put in the car, that one has got several earths there, whereas this one I reckon has got the one main earth and then it splits off somewhere within the loom. That can be the only reason, because I mean, I haven't taken that off to look, but there's going to be earths in the same place without a doubt. And I trace these back on these cables. I trace these back, so there's an earth. So you've got the live on this side, and the earth on that side, the thick black one. On the handle, you've got an earth for the motor, and the wipers, you've got an earth on the motor, and on the third brake light, you've got an earth on that as well. So, stripping back, I identified one of the wires as being, that's definitely that earth. So I connected that one. That left me with 1 from the loom and 3 from the car. So what I did is I joined the 3 from the car to the one thick one from the loom. So I reckon this one here, this thick one here, comes up the loom and then splits off into 4 places for the earth, rather than it have separate ones. That must be just the way that loom was made. That can be the only thing. And I've tried everything and it all works. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you. Right, so bearing in mind this doesn't affect the lights at all, because the lights are separate. So if I put the key in the ignition and then put the rear wiper on, it did. I'm sure you saw it go. Then there it goes. That starts and goes and finishes, stops where it should. Lights obviously all work. I'm not going to do it again because I've just done it, but you have to take my word for it. I put a piece of wood on the brake pedal. Third brake light is working. And if I shut the doors, and unlock the doors, that works. If I close it and do it on the button, it works. So everything seems to be working. So that can only be what I think. There can be no other explanation that I can think of. If you think I'm wrong, then please let me know. If you think I've made a complete ricket, please let me know. But yeah, I can't think of any other reason why that's the case. What do you think? Am I right? So obviously the airbag one was all connected. The only thing I've got left to connect is the water pipe, and I'm going to go and have a look, see if I've got a join-in thing. I might have one, in which case I'll join that as well. But yeah, if you've got any ideas, or if you agree with me, hopefully some of you out there might know more about car electrics than I do. But look at that, nice new... Can't do it one-handed. No broken wires. So yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, can't find one. It's been up in the loft where I've got some scuttle panels, which I thought might have them on, but they've only got like T-pieces or three-way things. Haven't got any single ones, so I'll have to go pop down to Halfords tomorrow. So that's all I've got to do now. I've just got to join the ends of that. That was the one that I was a bit of a, you know, three into one. So I didn't put a bit of shrink wrap around that one. So I'll have to put some tape around that, and then I will tape the entire thing up, push it all back into position, and put the quarter panel thing back on again, and it's done. That was a real test. That was a real test. That was. At least I know for next time now. Actually, that's yeah. And as I say, unless you've got some other bright idea as to why, you know, and I've done it wrong, please let me know. But as far as I can tell, everything is, well, not as far as I can tell, everything is working as it should be. The only thing I can't test, of course, is the heated rear window. I've got no way of testing that. I suppose I could put a meter on it, but I've got no reason to think that that's not working. When I put it on, there's no errors coming up on the dash. There's no errors coming up on the dash at all, full stop. And I am going to get some wood and touch it, because it's famous last words, isn't it? But yeah, all seems to be good. So that's that for the time being. So tomorrow I'll go down to Halfords, get that, finish that off, put it all back together, and then that'll be that done. And then we can do the stripes, actually. Whether I might do, depends how long this video is. I'm not sure how long it is, but depending on how long it is, I might do the stripes on this video. Or I might do it on a separate one, I don't know. But anyway, that's it for now. See you tomorrow. Morning, welcome back. It's the next day. I'm going to try and get this car finished today, pretty much. I've got to get that bit of painting done. Before I can button that back bit again, I need to go down to Halfords this morning and get one of those little connectors that I can join the tube with. And then I can get that all taped up with fabric tape, and all the wires taped up properly, and then get it all back together again. I had a message this morning from someone that bought a car from me in 2019. It was I'll put pictures of it up now. Well, no, I won't put. Yeah, no, I'll put the pictures of it up of it now, of how it was when I sold it. As you can see, it's a 2010. Was it a lounge? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was a lounge. In that really light powder blue. It only had like 45,000 miles on the clock when I sold it. And as I say, that was back in 2019. The girl who was the owner of it, her dad bought it for her, I think, but she then passed it on to her younger sister, who's the owner now. She was sitting at traffic lights the other day, and this happened. As you can see, completely caved in at the back. She's asked me whether I think it could be saved. To be honest, going by those pictures, it looks pretty bad, although it's a possibility, you know, it might need a new back panel. Obviously, there's a hatch on eBay. There's 2 or 3 hatches on eBay for less than £100. There's bumpers available in that colour. Obviously, a bar will be gone. It's really what's happened within the boot. So I'm popping down there this morning, over to Beckenham to have a look and see if it's savable. It's not on her insurance because she was hit up the back by a Range Rover, so it's on the other person's insurance. But she loves the car and she'd like to ideally keep it. So obviously, if that needs a new back panel welding in, which it probably does, that's obviously beyond my capabilities. But I'm going to go and have a look and tell her what I think. Tried to book an MOT for this yesterday. As you know, I've been using the local Quick Fit recently because they've been good actually. They've been not really anal about some things like a lot of places are. So, and touch wood, they haven't failed anything yet either. So I tried to book with them and they're booked up for the next 2 weeks, can't get an MOT. So I'm going to actually give them a call now and see if they've got any, even though, you know, you do it online and it says unavailable, I'm going to give them a ring just in case they have got a slot available that for whatever reason is not on there. If not, I'll have to find somewhere else. I need to find another place really, for just sort of general work that I can't do anyway, although I have got my mobile guy for that sort of stuff now. So, but I do need to find somewhere good and reliable, which they are actually. I know it's Quick Fit and I wouldn't go to the other Quick Fit that I've used before, but the local one, they're actually really good. So I'm going to give that a try. So I'd like to ideally get this MOT next week. And then, you know, it's virtually done now. There's not much left to do. But anyway, can't really do much at the moment. I'm going to do that little bit of painting on the back, finish that off, or get some base coat on that. And then we'll come back once we've been back from the girl, looking at the girl's car, and I'll let you know the score on that. And then we'll crack on and get that back panel all put back on again. It's all clean inside. Got to put these stripes on. Very little else to do. So see you in a bit. Right, I have been to 2 Halfords this morning. Oh, hit me head. I've been to 2 Halfords this morning. Neither of them had the parts I needed, the bits I needed. I think it's going to be too small, so I bought this 5mm. I should have taken a bit with me. Unfortunately, I didn't, and I'm not convinced it's going to be the right size. I think maybe I'm going to need 6mm, but I bought it now, so we'll try it and hope. Is it going to push straight on? I think I might need to warm it up or get some washing up liquid on it. It does seem to be going on. Actually, I reckon I could have probably done with a smaller. Probably could have done with 4mm. Right, I'll just quickly tell you, so I went round to the girl's house, looked at the car. There's a quick picture of it here, just sort of looking downwards. As you can see, it's quite bad. Tried to look at, obviously the boot doesn't open. Without taking the bumper off, I couldn't look properly, but looking underneath, the driver's side seems all right. The impact's been in the middle and obviously to the left, and it's pushed it back quite a long way, including that, obviously the back panel where the boot shuts down onto, that's bent. So, you know, it possibly could be straightened, but I think it's going to need a new back panel in there. Especially as, you know, it's got to be nice and straight. It's got to be perfectly straight. And as we know, that's a double skinned thing as well. So it's not quite so easy to straighten that out properly, as I've found out myself. So the bloke that hit her was in a brand new Range Rover, quite a young bloke. He's offered to pay. She's asked me what it's worth, and she bought it from me in 2019 for 2,750 quid. It's a template. Only at the time it only had 45,000 miles or thereabouts on it. It's now got about 55,000 miles 3 years later. As I say, it now belongs to the sister of the girl who actually bought it, and they absolutely love the car. And apart from that obvious, it's in really, really nice condition. So they do want to keep it. So she said to me, look, if you was going to sell this, like as it, you know, as an uncrashed car, what would you sell it for? And I said a £2,000 easy. So I've said to her, go back to him and say, you've been told the car's worth £2,500, which, you know, he doesn't know it's a write-off. Or sorry, was a previous repaired car, I should say. He I don't know. I can't see him coming up with that. I mean, he's obviously seen it, and can see that it's a lot of damage and probably realise it's going to be written off. Now, he's either a really nice bloke or he wasn't insured, or he was on his phone or something like that. Because he's obviously hit her with some force, even though it was a Range Rover. There was barely a mark on the Range Rover except for his coolant was all over the road. So hers was drivable, his wasn't, I guess. But yeah, she's going to contact him. So I've said to her, look, if he does come up with the money, then take the money and then make a decision as to whether you want to get it repaired or not. I've looked, there's a bumper and a hatch available. You can get the two for less than £200. I've guesstimated that to weld in a new panel, we're looking at maybe 400, something like that, for cash. Obviously, you've got to get the panel, which maybe cost you 100 quid. So, you know, there's a bar, one of the reinforcement bar, one of the backlights is broken. All obviously can be bought second hand. You don't have to buy new ones. And then she'll have to make a decision as to whether to take it to a body shop to get that back repaired or not, or whether to do. I said stick it on eBay and see if you can get £1,000 for it. You know, she sort of made noises, or her mum made noises about me buying it from them, but obviously I ain't going to give them £1,000 for it. I could use it for parts, or I could decide to get it repaired myself, which might be a better option. Depends. You know, if they say you can have it for 500 quid, I'll have it for 500 quid maybe, and then she wants to buy another one from me. So yeah, that's where we are with that one. So shame, because as I say, it's low mileage, runs like a dream, sails through the MOT, and it's, apart from the damage that was caused yesterday, it's in really nice condition. But anyway, that's that. So back to this one. What are we going to do with this? So I've just ordered a pack of 10 4mm barbed connectors on Amazon. So they'll be coming tomorrow. £2.06 for 10 of them. So hopefully they'll fit. And then we can get that all done. I've taped all the wires up there, and I literally just need to connect that, tape it up, and then put it all back. So I can do that hopefully tomorrow. I'm just going to clean the engine now. I've done the painting this morning. Don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Can't see it properly from there. I'll leave that till tomorrow, and then I'll give that a cut and polish. It is direct gloss, so it probably won't need much in the way of polishing. I can't book an MOT. I haven't tried anywhere else yet, but I've cleaned some of the wheel trims. I didn't do the one down where the paint is, because I'll do that this afternoon actually, get that cleaned, get the engine cleaned. And then I think I might give it a wash and go over it and touch up any bits of paint, because there's nothing else to do. I have got to track down the service history, so I think I'm going to do that this afternoon. And then we need to make a decision as to whether I'm going to bother servicing it or not. I can't remember now. I'll have a look at the filters and what have you, and see what sort of condition they're in, and then we make a decision, and the oil, and then we'll make a decision on whether we're going to service it or not. So we'll do that this afternoon, and then we'll sign off on this video after we've done that. And then there'll probably be one more video when we do the side stripes, and then that'll probably be it. Right, I've given the engine bay a bit of a clean. Much better. Not perfect, but I'll probably go over it again, but it's a lot better than it was, that's for sure. And all along there and everything, it's all done with elbow grease. The car itself needs a damn good clean. We will do that at some point. In fact, I should really do it now, because I'm going to put the what do you call them, the stripes on, the Italian stripes. So I'm going to just clean up the area where they're going to go. So we're going to call it a day on this video. It's about 40 minutes long now. I was going to do the stripes on this video as well, but it's going to get a little bit too long. So we'll call it a day on this one, and the stripes will be coming on the next video, which will be on Wednesday, when we'll get this car completely finished and we'll get it serviced as well. I've done the tracking down of the service history, and I can't find a service that was relatively recent, so I'm going to at the very least change the oil and the oil filter. We'll look at the air filter and see what that's like, but that'll be on the next video. So as always, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learnt something from doing that. I've sort of learnt something from it, I guess, even though I knew how to do it anyway. I've learnt that the looms can sometimes vary, but I still think that is definitely the best way of doing a loom, rather than using that piece with the bullet connectors that you just sort of join between the two bits. I think that's a much better way of doing it. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. As always, if you're not a subscriber, please hit that button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching. As always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.